Live via Zoom is Maui County spokeswoman Mahina Martin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Mahina, we know that it is a very busy night for you with the emergencies that you're handling right now. With that, could you give us an update on what those emergencies are at this hour?
Yes, absolutely. It's quite a situation we have here on Maui Island. Our emergency crews are responding to multiple fires across Maui. In particular, we've experiencing fires up in the upcountry area in Olinda and Kula. We have also been battling with our fire crews on the West Maui area. These are fires popping up in different locations. We have opened multiple emergency shelters throughout the island to assist our residents. At this time, both fire areas are active. Our crews, it's all hands on deck. We're here in full activation mode at the Emergency Operating Center here in Wailuku tonight.
Ms. Martin, we're trying to get a sense of the scope of this crisis. We're hearing from people on social media that they're going to pull off on the side of the highway. They don't know where they're going to stay tonight. Even though shelters are open, communication has not been great. It appears a cell phone tower may have been damaged in Lahaina. Can you give me a sense of the mood there on the island? I would imagine we're having quite a few people feeling just that they're on their own this evening.
Well, we can certainly appreciate there is a feeling of anxiety. Our focus has been on the safety of the public and the safety of our first responders. While we know that we have emergency shelters in place for those areas, we also know that there are residents and visitors as well who are trying to deal with conditions that are ever changing. Even our road closures are occurring at a fast pace as our firefighters deal with fires moving unpredictably with high winds conditioned and different sources of fuel in the different parts of the island. For our residents, it's important that they evacuate if our emergency personnel advise them to evacuate, to stay safe. We recently have been experiencing currently in the West Maui area a lack of communication. The landlines were down, cell phone towers are down. So residents, of course, are very concerned with not just each other, but conditions of where they go and how do they get information. We are very fortunate that we have been able to stay very active on this fire and try to send out information. But for the lack of communication on the west side, that remains a problem for us. We know that the exit to Lahaina has been outbound only recently. Down power lines prevented exit and entry into the West Maui area for a few hours this evening as well. And that compounded all of the situations we're dealing with.
And we're looking at video of massive flames just engulfing this historic section of Front Street, destroying the businesses there. What can you tell us about the situation there, as well as whether or not people are still in the water waiting to be rescued by the Coast Guard?
We did receive reports that there were residents who had entered the ocean on the West Maui area in response to conditions of smoke and fire. The Coast Guard did respond appropriately and quickly, took them to safe areas. With regards to the fire there in Front Street and any parts of West Maui, it is fast moving, it's ever changing. Traffic is certainly compounding it. If people are not in the impacted areas, please stay off the road so that those who need to evacuate are able to evacuate.
And Ms. Martin, last question before we let you go. What is the county's most reliable communication method tonight?
We are deploying as much as we can. The mauicounty.gov is the site. Our social media platforms on both Facebook and Instagram will contain information. We also advise folks to get on mauicounty.gov and sign up for the Maui Emergency Management alerts. From that, you will also get area-specific alerts, including evacuation orders.
And Ms. Martin, actually, one more question. Is it true that members of the Hawaii Army National Guard have been activated to respond to the situation there?
We have requested assistance from state, federal, in conjunction with all county agencies. We have deployed as much assistance as we can from the state, including state DOFA crews, state airport fire crews. We have requested assistance from National Guard. As you know, Coast Guard responded recently. We are awaiting completion of the process to our request that we put in for the National Guard.
All right, thank you so much. Our hearts go out to all the first responders on a very difficult night. And you heard it from Mahina Martin there. You sign up on the county's website for alerts, and also, of course, HawaiiNewsNow.com. We're digging for the latest information around the clock, and we will bring it to you as soon as we get information confirmed.
And we are continuing to track the conditions out there as well. The gusty winds have weakened a little, but not even close enough to normal net levels.
Well, because of that hurricane to our south and that high pressure fan to the north, our chief meteorologist Jennifer Robbins is here now with our first alert forecast.